Hi guys, I'm here to make you think of something that maybe you haven't thought much about. A career. Yep, we all need to make a living. And if you really enjoy your job, it's not going to feel like a job. Now here's a thought. How about a career in agriculture? What happened? Oh, okay. So you're telling me that a career in agriculture is not cool, right? Not my scene. Long hours, no money, and so on. Well, that can apply to every job in the world. Let me show you the upside and that agriculture can be really wicked. What sets agriculture apart from other industries? It's an industry that understands the importance of providing food to fight against hunger. Agriculture feeds the world's growing population. You could say agriculture feeds the world. You might think that agriculture is just farming. Sure, it starts with farming, but it doesn't end there. Agriculture employs research scientists, sales professionals, people in communication and information technology specialists, and it doesn't stop there. Maybe we should start with a definition of what agriculture really is. Agriculture is the science or occupation concerned with cultivating land, raising crops and livestock, breeding, and of course, feeding. The most obvious careers relating to that definition are directly related to the farm. But did you know that only a small percentage of people in agriculture are actually involved in traditional farming? During the course of this program, we're going to take a look at traditional careers in agriculture, like farming, but also look at careers that I'm sure you didn't know are a part of agriculture. Unlike agriculture of our grandparents' day, today's agriculture offers rewarding and challenging careers. So let's begin our journey on a livestock farm, and let's see what a farm laborer does. Here we are at a dairy farm. Now you all know that we get milk from cows, right? Now a farm worker has the very important task of milking the cows. If they didn't do that, we wouldn't be able to go into a supermarket to buy the milk. So that's a really important job. So is feeding them. Let's not forget that. And on a sheep farm, one of the jobs would be to shear the sheep. Or else no wool, which means no jerseys, socks, coats, and so on. What about a cattle farm? Well, there's lots to do, like dipping the animals to protect them from disease and ticks. There's also a feed-a-lot operator. All of these things are very responsible jobs and very necessary for the smooth running of a farm. But who is in charge of the workers? It could be a farm manager or the farmer himself. The farmer runs the farm and his duties often include being the farm manager, employing people such as the farm laborers, doing the books and the finances. Quite often, he even assists at the birthing of a calf. On beef-producing farms, work goes on throughout the year and not just at one time of the season. Many beef farmers watch carefully over the health of their herds. Such farmers rarely get the chance to get away unless they hire an assistant or hire a farm manager. Duties and responsibilities vary widely, but are concentrated on the business aspects of running a farm. Whether on a small or large farm, the farm manager oversees the entire or most of the operations. Okay, now just like people, animals get sick, so you have to get an expert to find out what is wrong. Unfortunately, a cow can't tell you she has a terrible headache. The expert that is called in is called a vet. Veterinarians care for the health of animals and treat sick or injured animals. Vets need to know about animals and animal diseases through the study of anatomy, physiology, biochemistry, microbiology, medicine, and surgery. And a vet needs to inspire confidence in their clients. Of course, vets have assistants. In fact, a vet's assistant is their right-hand person. Now, what if an animal dies suspiciously? It could be some sort of deadly disease that could spread. To find out those kind of facts, samples or specimens from the dead animal are sent to an animal pathologist. Animal or veterinary pathologists are scientific leaders making important human and animal medical discoveries that have a far-reaching impact on our world. Their job often involves a lot of detective work, figuring out what is wrong with an animal, why it died, and what can be done to prevent others from dying. The food industry also uses animal pathologists from time to time. If food, such as meat or fish, is contaminated, pathologists will come in to investigate the source of the contamination and try to contain it, but it doesn't end there. There's a big heading called animal scientists. Animal scientists work to develop better, more efficient ways of producing and processing meat, poultry, eggs, and milk. Animal scientists can be dairy scientists, poultry scientists, and animal breeders. Animal nutritionists are also animal scientists. They create balanced diets for animals. Hey, we all have to eat. And it is very important for animals to be fed correctly. The healthier an animal is, the longer it will live. Animal nutritionists advise animal owners on nutritious diet plans and tell farmers about healthy, cost-effective ways to feed their animals. So, what kind of qualities do you think you should have if you want to become an animal nutritionist? You should be curious, someone always asking questions, wanting to know more. An animal nutritionist is a person who is very interested in both animals and science. Most animal nutritionists want to improve the quality of life for both people and animals. When we started talking about animal scientists, I mentioned dairy scientists and poultry scientists. So let's take a closer look at these careers. A dairy scientist conducts research in the selection, breeding, feeding, and management of dairy cattle. He or she carries out experiments to see, for example, what the effect of different kinds of feeds have on the quantity and quality of the milk produced. A dairy scientist also carries out breeding programs to improve dairy breeds. Poultry scientists do pretty much the same sort of thing, but with chickens. They conduct research into breeding, feeding, and the management of poultry. They also look at the prevention of diseases. I think you're beginning to see that the list of careers linked to agriculture just goes on and on. What about becoming a food scientist or a food engineer? Yes, even food has engineers. A food scientist focuses on the development of new food, also new ways of producing food. They also ensure that food is nutritious and safe to eat. They help develop cheese and yogurt, but throughout, their main concern is improving the quality and safety of food. And if you're wondering what food engineers do, well, they do all sorts of things, including how to improve the shelf life of things like milk and eggs, and veggies and meat. Even working out the drying process for powdered milk is done by a food engineer. Okay. I think you're convinced that there are many careers in agriculture to choose from. There are a lot of people who now make their own cheeses and sell them at specialized markets. Cheese comes from the milk of cows, sheep, and goats, depending on what cheese you want. And many people are also making their own yogurts. The pupils at this school make their own yogurt and sell it to raise funds. Now here's a way out thought. Have you ever thought about a career in fashion design? No, I haven't lost it. It's all linked to agriculture. Without agriculture, we wouldn't have fabrics like cotton or wool. Cotton comes from the cotton plant. And where does the cotton plant come from? It's planted by the farmer. And yep, we're back where we started. Wool comes from sheep. And mohair comes from Angora goats, even from Angora rabbits. So, fashion designers and clothing manufacturers are linked to the agricultural industry. Let's not forget shoes, handbags, wallets, and belts made from leather. Where does the leather come from? Mainly from cow hides, but also ostrich as well as crocodile skins. Let's not forget another really important career linked to agriculture, that of lecturing. I don't need to tell you how important being a lecturer is. As I said at the beginning of the show, today's agriculture is very different to that of your grandparents. Today, it offers rewarding and challenging careers that are well paid and well respected. I hope we've given you something to think about. Go onto the net and check out websites about careers in agriculture. You'll be amazed. That's it from us. Good luck and adios.